Programme! Match programme! Get your programmes here! Today's match programme! You like a programme, sir? Yes? No? Okay. Programme!
Sponsored by Bet365.
It's that special day in the football year, a day to forget the harsh realities of the league and enjoy the sometimes unlikely dreams of the FA Cup. And those dreams are always at their most intense on third round day. And welcome to the Madejski Stadium for Reading against Liverpool. Two sides happy to forget the frustrations of their season so far and enjoy what this famous competition has to offer. And with Andy Townsend and myself this evening, the most successful manager in Reading's history, but Steve Coppell, those 2 seasons in the Premier League seem a long time ago now.
Yeah, it does. Calendar-wise, not so very long, but footballing-wise, an awful lot of water has passed under the bridge, and I think the Reading fans here today come to watch the game and looking for a glimmer of hope for the future. And
of course you were in charge last time Liverpool were here. They came here, got beaten 3-1. That was as good as it got.
Yeah, it was, and it shows what can be done. You know, it's a great opportunity, I think, for Reading today, the players, to show what they're capable of, get away from the grind of the league and just express themselves fully.
And Andy, there's absolutely no underestimating how important this match is for Liverpool today as well.
Yeah, because they found something over the Christmas period. 2 good wins in the league, 6 points has all of a sudden made that 4th position look like something they could achieve again now, only 4 points the difference. They just haven't been able to get any real rhythm, any consistency into their game. When they're good, they're very good. They can beat anyone. But then, within a matter of days, it can drop down a peg or 2 and all of a sudden they can get turned over by teams they shouldn't. So they'll be very mindful of putting in a proper performance here and getting in front early on to boss this game.
OK, more on this game in a moment, but first there have been a host of third-round matches played already this afternoon. As usual, there are some fascinating stories around the country. For example, around about 6,000 Carlisle fans headed to Goodison Park and saw Everton ahead through James Vaughan, but then Carlisle, 15th in League One, were level. Kevin Hurst, the scorer. David Moyes' problems at Everton seem to be increasing, at least until Tim Cahill popped up with a priceless goal 7 minutes from time, and a Leighton Baines penalty has completed the Everton win. Non-league York amazingly ahead in 22 minutes at Stoke. Neil Bennett the hero. York have been delayed on the M62. The match kicked off half an hour late. But then a desperate own goal by Dan Parslow put the Premier League side ahead. Then a Delap long throw, Ricardo Fuller with a finishing touch, all in the space of 2 minutes after York had taken the lead. It's now 3-1, they're still playing. At the Riverside, Middlesbrough, Man City. City ahead against the run of play. Benjani scoring on the stroke of half-time. It proved the winner. Mancini's magic is still continuing. So let's take you through the results. We've had some postponements today, of course, as well. But Aston Villa beating Blackburn Rovers by 3-1. Blackburn had El Hadj Diouf sent off. They missed a penalty as well. Blackpool 1, Ipswich Town 2, Bolton Wanderers 4, Lincoln City 0. Fine performance by the Division 2 side, who kept their Premier League opponents goalless until half-time. Everton 3, Carlisle 1, as we've seen. Fulham 1, Swindon Town 0. A Bobby Zamora goal for the Premier League side there. West Brom winning 2-0 at Huddersfield, and Leicester City 2, Swansea 1. And the victory for Manchester City confirmed at Middlesbrough. Millwall and Derby need a replay. Comfortable, or reasonably comfortable, for Burnley at MK Dons. Replays required also for Forest and Birmingham, Plymouth and Newcastle, and also Portsmouth and Coventry City. And Portsmouth will be very grateful to the Boateng equaliser after the First Division side, the Championship side, took the lead. Look at that one. Preston North End 7, Colchester United 0. Preston having parted company with their manager Alan Irvine this week, and that's how they responded. John Parkin a hat-trick there as well. Scunthorpe 1, Barnsley 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Crystal Palace 2, and Southampton 1, Luton 0. That was a Richard Lambert goal after 36 minutes. Stoke 3, York City 1. They're still playing. The non-league side still battling on after taking the lead there. Sunderland 3, Barrow 0. Another non-league side go out. Torquay United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. That was Andrew Croft's winner for Brighton. Spurs 4, Peterborough United 0. Couple of goals from Nico Cranchar. And Wigan beating Hull City by 4 goals to 1. That was after Giovanni had given Hull City the lead. Some great stories, all of which will be covered in our highlights tonight at 10:30 on ITV1. But now let's focus on Reading against Liverpool, two teams very much in need of a little of the FA Cup's stardust.
Liverpool's lacklustre year has seen them knocked out of the Champions League, out of the Carling Cup and out of contention in the Premier League.
Gilardino! Another dagger to the Liverpool hearts.
Rafa Benitez simply cannot afford to have his team knocked out of the FA Cup tonight. At Reading, they're desperate to halt an alarming slide, where once they vied for Europe, now they must fight to avoid falling from the Premier League to League One.
And today they make 3 changes from the side that was hammered by 4 goals to 1 at Plymouth on Monday. Matthew Mills into the back 4, Karachan for the injured Madejski in midfield, Rashak for Long up front. And no mistaking Liverpool's intentions today. They're missing the injured Glenn Johnson and the suspended Mascherano, but there's Gerrard in midfield, Torres up front with Ngog. But Andy, once again, no Aquilani.
No Aquilani, no. I don't know what 20 million quid gets you these days, but it doesn't get you a place in Liverpool's side. Look, he's had injury problems, and I think he's probably more slightly embarrassed by it than anybody. The fact that they paid an awful lot of money and he hasn't been able to figure very much. But no, the manager still sees it right that he's going to break him in very, very gently into football in this country.
Well, he's certainly doing that. And with Torres in the starting lineup, Liverpool clearly mean business today.
Well, they have to. It's a realistic opportunity for them to get silverware this year, and it looks to be distant in the league and possibly in Europe. You know, they have shown their intent. I think a lot of Liverpool fans this year have been asking for Gerrard to play in midfield and to play a second striker with Ngog there today and Torres up front. You know, they want to win the game here, no messing around. From Reading's point of view, they put Karachan in midfield just to tighten things up. You know, the Torres-Gerrard link, I think, is vital for Liverpool. All season it's been vital. So I know Brian will be very conscious of that and trying to make sure that's nullified today.
Can you put your finger on exactly what's gone wrong here at the Madejski Stadium, particularly in terms of home form, which has completely disappeared? Just a couple of wins in the last year.
I was talking to Andy about it. You know, it's February of last season, we were sitting pretty in the league. We had 3 home games in February. I was expecting 2 wins out of 3. We ended up with 1 draw and 2 defeats, and from there it just snowballed out of control. And it can happen in football. You just lose a thread somewhere and you're forever trying to find it. It's continued this year, and now it's a big hurdle. So many people have made reference to it, the fact that they haven't been strong and powerful at home, that it's bound to be a part in the players' minds on a league game only. I think in a cup game you can throw everything away. They can have a go. Now, have a go just means being reckless.
So who do they have that could really trouble Liverpool today? Sigurdsson.
Well, Sigurdsson is a talent, no question. He's a talented player. He's not, Steve will probably say, he's not the quickest, Steve, is he? But he is very, very talented. He plays in that sort of wideish, slightly inside position where people find it difficult to tie him down, and he's clever. And certainly he's got an eye for a goal. Set play, set piece, he's very useful.
Goals have been hard to come by, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think you look at the quality of the players that have left the club in recent times, and I know Brian and Brendan before him was looking for their formula, the right combination to produce the goods. And today Brian's gone with Raziak and Church. Church is a very, very bright player, come through the system, very highly thought of in Wales, and you know, again, it's an opportunity for him to play against the best. You know, Liverpool have made a change at the back, Steve Darby in there, so there may be an opportunity. OK, let's hope so. The teams will be with us shortly on a bitterly cold night here in Berkshire, but which of these 2 troubled teams will feel the cup's warmth by 7 o'clock this evening? We'll be back with a kick-off in a few minutes' time.
It's third round day in the Eon-sponsored FA Cup. In general, the form book has survived so far, but can Championship Reading give us our biggest surprise of the day? Up against Premier League Liverpool, and it's time to join your commentators here at the Madejski Stadium. Jim Beglin, first of all, Clive Tilsley.
Thank you, Steve. Good evening, everybody. Just over 2 years ago, Reading beat Liverpool here, beat them 3-1. Steven Gerrard was substituted that day. Steve Coppell's team appeared to have arrived in the top flight, arrived to stick around for a while. But the fans who are getting used to the likes of Gerrard and Carragher and Count running out here have had a major reality check in the last year or so. They're glad to see the back of 2009 here. The year that Doyle and Harper and Hunt and Hanneman joined the exodus, led by Sidwell and Shorey and Kitson after relegation. It's a very different Reading from even a year ago. A year ago, Liverpool breezed into the new year with a 4-point lead at the top of the Premier League, having just won 5-1 at Newcastle. They'd qualified for the Champions League knockout stages with something to spare. Their sights had not been set higher for some years. The FA Cup back then, in truth, was something of a distraction for them. Now, it could become their grand consolation prize. Fernando Torres, last out of the Liverpool dressing room, scored 4 times in 3 games against Reading. Ticket to be had for this one on a weekend when fireside football fits the bill for many millions of you. 23,500 have wrapped up to pump up the volume inside the Madejski Stadium for the return of the big boys to Reading. They've had precious little to smile about here in the last year. Reading have won just 2 of the 23 home games that they played in this stadium since the end of last January. They've been beaten 12 times here in that period. Their 1 win in the Championship since the start of February was against Blackpool in November with an 83rd minute winner. So the season ticket holders here have had it difficult, but they've kept up an average of 17,000 plus. Reading were beaten 4-1 by fellow strugglers Plymouth Argyle last time out, so not surprisingly there are changes, 3 of them involving recalls from Matt Mills in defence, Jem Karajan in midfield and Grzegorz Raziak in attack. Gunnarsson, Ingemarson and Cisse are the only real survivors from Steve Coppell's Premier League Reading team. Referee Martin Atkinson is fast becoming the country's big match official. Chelsea-Manchester United, the Manchester Derby, Chelsea-Liverpool. He's been in charge of all of them this season. Lots of familiar faces for Atkinson in the Liverpool starting 11. 4 changes from the team that won at Villa Park on Tuesday. Glenn Johnson's out for a month. So 21-year-old Stephen Darby makes his 4th senior Liverpool appearance at right back. In comes Skirtle, Aurelio and Gog for Aga, Aquilani and Benayoun. It's only the 2nd time that Fernando Torres and David and Gog have started together, and the one previous occasion Liverpool ended up losing a League Cup tie by 4 goals to 2 at White Hart Lane. Very, very important to us. Rafa Benitez's statement about the FA Cup yesterday. You could argue that this is now the most prestigious trophy on offer to him. One of the 2 that he has won as Liverpool manager in 5.5 years in charge of the club. Steven Gerrard lifted the trophy, not at Wembley, but in Cardiff after his heroics saw off West Ham. Brian McDermott is the acting manager of Reading, nearly 10 years here as reserve team manager and chief scout. The chairman, Sir John Madejski, has described him as a cornerstone, but 3 games in charge since Brendan Rodgers' departure, 2 draws, 1 defeat. Some very big names of management have been linked with the Reading job, which is effectively vacant. Reading fans being beseeched to get behind the boys and make some noise. And they have rocked Liverpool here in the not too distant past. Pitch is in good condition. It's home to the London Irish rugby team as well as Reading Football Club. It's wintered well so far. Never a hint of doubt about this match taking place. Can be the cup of cheer, and both of these teams need to put some smiles back on supporters' faces. A cup shock, a cup run can do wonders for a season, as Jim Beglin, a former FA Cup winner with Liverpool, knows only too well. And during this brief stoppage for Lucas to receive some treatment, tell us what it's like to win the cup, Jim.
A wonderful experience, and thankfully for me it was made it a double as well. That was a nasty one, completely accidental as well. Raziak on Lucas. That's not the best way to start the game for the Brazilian, but thankfully he's okay. I just think, Clive, Liverpool's league position, the Champions League exit this season, I think just dictates that this competition has added importance now for Rafa Benitez, and I'm not surprised to see him go so strong. Back-to-back league wins, couple of clean sheets. Maybe not the best time for Reading to get Liverpool this season. We shall see.
It's maybe worth remembering that it's 2002 since anyone won the FA Cup and the title or the Champions League in the same season. It's a competition which can be a great lift for a season of otherwise disappointment. It has been just that for each of the big four in recent seasons, and Liverpool fans are still to have a day out at the new Wembley Stadium. Reading goalkeeper is from New South Wales. Adam Federici has taken over from the American Marcus Hanneman here this season. Cisse beaten to it by Gerrard, forced forward by Bertrand and away by Lucas. Inga Marson is there. Bout of head tennis ends with a free kick to Reading.
I don't know whether Reading fancy themselves on set plays, but you know, Liverpool still do look vulnerable at times. I mean, Rafa Benitez is very happy with his methods, but even in the Villa game, there were moments of uncertainty.
Matt Mills, the centre-back, has gone forward here, and it's his header across the face of goal. Church trying to make something of it. Forced up and away by Insure, and Pepe Reina has to come to claim.
I think you'll see quite a bit of that from Reading if they get the chance. You know, just don't look for the short, we'll just get it in the box and see if it can cause a little bit of trouble.
You're watching us on Freesat with a high-definition television. You can access our HD coverage by pressing the red button. Gerrard playing in a deeper role than we've seen him for some months for Liverpool. Aurelio here is Insure's partner on the left-hand side, cut out by Khalifa Cisse, up towards Grzegorz Raziak, the Polish international. Cisse back on the ball. Rather unusually for Liverpool, it's pretty standard 4-4-2, Jim.
It is, yeah, and for Steven Gerrard, obviously, you know, a change in what he's able to do. Perhaps he's got to be a little more disciplined, but it'll be interesting to see if Torres and Ndog can work out any sort of understanding. But yeah, I think Rafa Benitez has gone for that, Clive, simply because they've just had an upturn in fortunes. Reading have had another blow to morale in the defeat Plymouth, and I think he just feels Reading may be there for the taking and just go a little stronger and more positively.
Bertrand under pressure from Cow, took a chance that he could ill afford in that area of the field. Here's Ngog. Cisse got to him, wouldn't quite run for Gerrard. Somehow they've managed to sort it out between Cisse and Sigurdsson. Carragher, who one would imagine would be the favourite to face Tottenham next Sunday at right back, unless Derby really impresses here. In his favoured centre-back role. Daniel Agger is not involved at all this evening. May have a recurrence of a back problem, although we're told he's just been rested. Gerrard. Insua. Torres. Gerrard in towards Ngog, a really accurate pass and a good first touch for the big Frenchman. Well covered, it's a goal kick in actual fact.
Yeah, well, Karajan seems to have got lucky because for a moment he just loses him. Look at the way Ngog runs past him, he lets him go. But the touch just allows Karajan enough time to get back and get a block, and he got the bonus of the rebound off Ngog. I suppose Reading, the last thing Reading will want today is an early setback, and then heads can go down again. They can get off to a decent start, a solid enough start, and maybe cause one or two problems in the Liverpool box. Then it just could be a better day for them. I'm sure they're glad to get away from the Championship at the moment.
They've slipped to within 2 points of the relegation zone in the Championship, but it's only a year since they were second in the same table. Only 2 years that they were a mid-table Premier League side going into the new year. There's still a structure for success here, maybe an expectation of success still. Karajan managing to see off Gerrard. Cisse only as far as Derby. This is Lucas. Now Skirtle. And Gog. He's taken that well on the chest again. Counters run beyond him. Lucas showed too much of it to Sigurdsson, but broke the challenge of the young man from Iceland, and now Ngog. Some space for Aurelio. Dramatic first time volley, which almost became a very good cross for Dirk Kuyt.
He thought he was in, the Dutchman, but I think it's very well picked out from Ngog to find Aurelio, but he's going for the shot. He's not looking to try and find Kuyt. There's just too much on it for that. He's going for the spectacular there, the Brazilian.
Raziak's header. Karajan. This is Church. Seen off by Lucas and Gog. His first touch has been good so far.
Just that little passage when it's played into Ngog, and I know Reading have got the decision, but very high line from Reading, and I'm not sure they've got the pace in defence to be able to cope with anything over the top for Torres. Ingemarson and Mills might find that a little bit too much.
Free kick will be taken by Ryan Bertrand, who's on loan to Reading from Chelsea. Towards Raziak. Held off by Carragher. And sent for Liverpool goal kick. 2 consecutive wins, 2 consecutive clean sheets. There have been 1 or 2 false dawns in this Liverpool season already. 11 defeats before the turn of the year. Wins from those may just take some healing, but Rafa Benitez's priorities are clear enough now. The FA Cup has certainly taken on a new meaning for him and his team. Cisse, Raziak, and as far as Derby. Kuyt. Strong play from young Derby, too strong for the referee's liking.
Well, Sigurdsson is doing his job well. He's getting back and he's tracking it back, and it was a little shove from Derby.
Here's Matt Mills, who's been over 2 months without a game. Sigurdsson. Bertrand. Cisse. Bertrand will try to get forward from left back. He's an adventurous young player. He's the current England under-21 international left back in the absence of the Arsenal player Kieran Gibbs through injury.
And that in turn allows Sigurdsson just to drift inside as he likes to do. Very, very tidy right foot. And then backing up on the other side is much more a winger. He'll hug the touchline and look to take on Insua.
Here is Joby McAnuff. It's on the throw. Church. McAnuff bursting onto the ball, stopped by Insua. Liverpool throw. they win the FA Cup, again sponsored by Eon this season, is still awaiting its first shot result. Joby McAnuff. Karajan. Right back, makeshift right back, really, Gunnarsson. There's a midfielder by Trey Gunnarsson. His cross charged down by Insure. A very game player, he'll chase any lost cause, that's for sure. And McAnuff's got back on the ball. And Raziak waits for the high cross, can't quite grow enough. Sigurdsson. Broken the challenge of Gerrard. Halted though by Derby. Lucas doing well to find Aurelia. Gerrard rather got in the way for once. Cisse's touch heavy. Count and Gog. Lucas, Gerrard. And Gog under pressure can only sweep it into the path of Gunnarsson. McAnuff. Now he's beaten Insure. 3 Reading players up with him. Space for Sigurdsson. Oh, didn't begin to catch hold of it. He's been in good goal-scoring form of late, Gylfi. Sigurdsson.
Yeah, a difficult one to execute well. I think, as well, had Church got onto it, he's in an offside position, I'm sure the flag would have gone up. But again, I think you saw Reading's willingness to get the ball in the box. Clive, McAnuff wasn't hanging about. We've seen it from the dead ball. I think they feel that they can cause Liverpool quite a few problems if they get early supply in. I think prior to that as well, I think the closing down was very good from Reading, because I think if Liverpool are allowed good possession on the ball, then Gerrard can move. I mean, Gerrard gets on the move like that between defence and midfield, very difficult to pick him up. And we saw Preston struggle in the 3rd round this time last year.
Lucas to Ngom. Here is Steven Gerrard. Dirk Kuyt. Liverpool throw. Lucas. Count's on the move, and a slip by Ingemarsson, and Count has got in behind Bertrand. Good recovery by the young fullback. Danger hasn't passed yet. Karajan with a challenge. It's come though for Ngog. Karajan stuck at it. It's a goal kick.
That's a couple of times it's actually come back off Ngog. Got a little unlucky. Thought maybe Count could have played it a bit earlier. I mean, in fairness to him, he's waiting for the supply. I think the fullback thought the centre-back was going to get a touch on it. Maybe I think they could have worked harder to get up in support of Count, and he might have been able to get something a little earlier. And this is another little break for Reading off Ngog's shin.
Second slip by Insure, repaired this time by Carragher. Gunnarsson. So they've got to find McAnuff with a pass play with the outside of his foot. Cisse. Karajan. Now Bertrand. Just tagged by Count. Going to be a free kick to Reading. The delivery of Gylfi Sigurdsson is very good from these wide positions. He'll swing it in with his right foot. Mills has gone in there and been joined by skipper Ivar Ingemarsson this time. Sigurdsson takes. It's towards Raziak. It's a good punch under pressure by Reina. Headed back into the danger area. There's a flag up. The ball's in the net. It's not going to count. It's offside rather than a foul. Pepe Reina under a lot of pressure there, and it was turned back goalwards by McAnuff.
It looked a foul anyway, whether he's given it for offside, it did look a foul. Raziak on Reina, not there, but when he tries to knock it back in, certainly offside. There he is, he fouls him, and he's offside.
I think it's fair to say that Raziak was active there. I think when you're bundling the goalkeeper over, whether you touch it or not. you're active.
What a great delivery though from Sigurdsson, the in-swinger with the right foot again. You know, and when he tested Rainey, he had to come. Goalkeeper did well initially, but tricky.
This is good from Reading. Church, Cisse, not enough. He feels as he's got the beating of Insua. He's won a corner.
Well, this is the way to lift your confidence and your spirits. This is very good stuff from Reading.
The left-footed Ryan Bertrand will go across to take the corner. Mills and Ingemarson are coming forward to join Church and Raziak in front of Rayner. Ingemarson standing right on the keeper's toes. Bertrand takes. Raziak's there, it was headed away. Under pressure by Carragher. It's a goal kick, but it was a dangerous header back across the face of the goal as Raziak and Mills went up, almost unopposed.
Well, I thought it was a tactic because we saw Villa get a little bit of joy with the deeper ball to the far post against Liverpool, and whether Reading have looked at that, because this is hit deliberately, it seems, far post again. Good jump by the pole. Now this is the little header back in, Clive, again. You know, he's certainly backed into him and prevented him. And yes, I would agree with you. That is active.
Brian McDermott was at Villa Park the other night, making notes on Liverpool. Torres almost managed to lift the ball away from Ingemarson. He's got his first Liverpool hat-trick on this ground. Fernando Torres in a Carling Cup tie the season's back. Got a bit of a kicking that night, but stuck at it. Very courageous performance by Torres, as I recall. He's got some skill, though. Here's Gerrard, trying to feed Aurelio. He could probably just ask a bit too much of him now. Federici's carried the ball outside of his penalty area on the slide. It's definitely handball. Whether there'll be a card for the Reading goalkeeper remains to be seen. I think Martin Atkinson's taken a fairly sympathetic view.
Well, it's just his momentum. He's misjudged at the pitch. There's still a little bit of give in it, and he slid out. And he's probably fortunate, actually, to escape a yellow card. I thought he might see one for it.
Yeah, the handball was touch and go. He did let go as he crossed the line. It was resting against his thigh as he came out of the penalty area. It was a difficult call in many ways. Now it's a difficult free kick to defend because Gerrard could whip this one in. Skirtler's forward, as indeed is Fabio Aurelio. Gerrard takes him, he's going for goal. Wall did its job, Gerrard can have another go, and Wall did its job again. Corner kick's been given.
He gets a second chance, better delivery, no loft on the first one.
Insua. Useful ball in towards Cap, good header by Cisse there. Really good defending. Stephen Darby. Way firmly this time by Brendan Rodgers.
You know, Federici has another situation like that. I think he'll be kicking the next one somehow.
Away by Bob, and Cisse was fouled.
I think there's enough about Reading now for Liverpool just to kind of to up it a little bit, to get the passing just a little sharper, a little more accurate, because you know, Reading have found some spirit and they look confident enough just now.
Mills with a free kick. Skirtle up above Raziak this time. Gerrard taking no chances. Raziak, Sigurdsson, Raziak, defending from Skirtle and then from Lucas. Count finds a way out. Bob on the move. Now the goalkeeper's committed here. Just won the race, Adam Federici. Good judgment in the end.
Excellent, Clive. Believe me, when you're a defender and you facing your own goal on the run like that, to see your keeper come out and command that situation, it's a relief.
Just when he gets there, it's Derby. Gerrard. Carragher. It's a rather loose one in the Marson. Karajan. A little bit of space for Cisse. Raziak. Karajan. Reading starting to pass the ball nicely. Joby McAnuff. Raziak. McAnuff. Pulled back towards Sigurdsson. Really important intervention by Stephen Derby. The Liverpool run done there. Mills down to Karajan. This is Lucas. The right-hand side of the Reading attack is functioning really well at the moment. And Gog. Gerrard's made a run beyond him, and now there's some space for Dirk Kuyt. Torres is free at the far post. Kuyt, Torres, it'll come for Ngog, just wide. Oh, both sides could have scored in the last minute or so.
Without doubt, some nice stuff from Reading, but the break was on for Liverpool. I'm not sure he's trying to pick out Ngog. I think it was Torres, but it's always a little too much behind. He does get a touch on it, the Spaniard. I mean, it could easily have gone in. If he gets this a little bit better, then
he's a French under-21 international, and we've called him Ngo for much of his career, but he's been offered a chance by Cameroon recently, and he now prefers the African pronunciation Ngog, incidentally. David Ngog. His father is from Cameroon. Kuyt has lost it. Bertrand has found it. Here's Karajan. Receiving the ball from McAnuff. Gunnarsson.
A couple of good little touches. Good tackle from Stephen Derby before, and the interception as well on the Reading break just now. I mean, Aurelio's playing in front of Insua, so he's got to start maybe giving him a little more protection from McAnuff. Played around him too easily in the last attack.
Both sides carrying a threat going forward. Sigurdsson. Now Bertrand. So good composure there. A little isolated now. Taking on Derby and finding a good cross. Raziak is there, headed away by Insua. Khalifa Cisse. Jem Karajan. Bertrand again. Sigurdsson. Lovely turn. Down he goes inside the box. Nothing doing. Referee had a great view of that and wasn't convinced by Sigurdsson's fall. Mills. Cisse. McAnuff, who's a bit of a danger man for Reading at the moment. And Insua got to him this time. Raziak making himself available. McAnuff again. Looking to skin Insua again and winning a free kick again. It's a problem for Liverpool.
It is, and I think Aurelio could work a little bit harder, Clive, to actually help him out. But listen, I just think Reading are moving the ball much more brightly, with much more purpose than Liverpool at the moment. I mean, if they were feeling a little brittle confidence-wise at the start, it doesn't show at the moment. And I just think Liverpool need to react to it now. Reading have just got a nice little momentum going.
Yellow card for Emilio Insua. Midpoint in the first half. Reading on the up. Ryan Bertrand has gone across to take this. Lifted long again towards Raziak. It's in! Reading take the lead! Simon Church has gobbled up the goal! And do we have the first real shock of the FA Cup? Third round on our hands here. Because Reading, who threatened to score, have done just that.
Well, by the time it's played, they're certainly back on side. I mean, Raziak was okay to begin with anyway, but this is all about the pole as well, far post. Liverpool don't deal with it. Between Derby and Lucas, Raziak's just allowed to just get it back in, and Church has taken up a very good position once it beats him. I mean, he can't miss from there, but it's all about Raziak and the ball in. And to an extent, it's been coming.
More delight for Brian McDermott, more set-piece misery for Liverpool. Many of the goals that they conceded this season come from restarts. And Simon Church's first FA Cup goal, a Welshman who turned 21 just last month, is threatening to write the story of the day in the FA Cup. Here's Sigurdsson. Free kick. He is a goal scorer. He's scored for Wales both at full and under-21 international level. He's been with Reading since he was 14 years of age. Really only got his chance this season here, having had a couple of loan spells away. He's very ambitious from Mills from range. And Simon Church's name is testing the headline raters in the offices of the nation's Sunday newspapers at the moment.
He is, but Clive, that ball travelled a long, long way, and for Liverpool not to take over, show some authority. I mean, I think Derby, does he feel that rain is going to come and he doesn't make it? Rain is leaving it to the defender, and it's just hesitancy from Liverpool, and they've paid for it.
Doesn't go out of play. Raziak definitely kept it in. And Church really had the simplest of tasks. Insur. Lucas. Aurelio. And Doc. Galloping behind Gunnarsson. Aurelio. Insur. Insur's cross. Headed away comfortably enough by Ivar Ingemarson and Cisse downfield. Carragher beating the goal scorer Church to it. It's gone out of play. Often got 4 times in the last 10 seasons Liverpool have gone out of the FA Cup to teams from lower divisions. Most recently Barnsley the year before last in round 5. This competition has remained a favourites competition when you look at the list of recent winners, but nobody is bomb-proof in the FA Cup. Accidents will always happen. Derby. Gerrard. Gunnarsson didn't really need to touch it, but he controlled it with impudent ease. Forward by McInnes. One for Church to chase, and one more importantly for Carragher to chase. And Rayner's rather anxious left-footed clearance spoons out of play, and Reading have another base camp from which to make an attack on the summit.
Just adds to the nervousness, doesn't it? And it's just more encouragement for the home side.
Gunnarsson will take the throw. Church. Gunnarsson. Corner kick. And another set piece for Liverpool to defend. Let's take us through this man-to-man versus zonal marking. Jim, what are we looking for here?
Well, I mean, look, already Liverpool have pretty much taken their positions up. That's what they work on through the week, and they're all marking their space at the moment. Nobody particularly picking any hoop chirps up.
Let's see if it works. Bertrand will whip it in with his left foot again. Deal with it. Karajan is there, edge of the penalty area, and count away nervously.
I'll tell you what though, Clive, I've got to praise the delivery we're seeing from Reading. It is top notch, whether it be from Sigurdsson or whether it's from Bertrand.
Flag here because Gunnarsson has been guilty of a foul throw. He stepped over the line. There's a little penalty shout here against Sigurdsson.
Yeah, it was Skirtle was the one tracking him. Well, there is a little bit of hold from Skirtle, and maybe he's just looking for it a bit too quickly. That's, you know, referee, as you said, referee was very well positioned at the time. I think he probably just went down maybe too early, but there was holding.
There was a big hand in the small of Sigurdsson's bag, and that hand belonged to Martin Skirtle. Martin Atkinson, the referee, was certainly correctly placed to make a judgment. Didn't look a penalty at the first look, and that's all the referee got. Gerrard crowded out. Karajan.
I think he and Cisse have done very well centrally. I think it suits them as well. But then again, perhaps Reading would have changed had Liverpool Liverpool would have gone with the 4-5-1, 4-3-3, maybe they would have matched it.
Suarez not looking at all at ease back there. Cisse can't quite control it. Derby away, but again, it's anywhere will do, really. Gunnarsson forward, and Suarez, that's better, and Gog. Now Lucas. He's caught in possession by Raziak, and Skirtle just has to thump it down the field where Torres is offside.
It's just a lack of composure on the ball from Liverpool at the moment. I mean, it's the fundamentals of the game, getting hold of it and keeping it.
Once or twice this season they've had a couple of good results when you felt the confidence was coming back into the team, but they are still brittle, still vulnerable. Raziak is there again. Skirtle managed to get something on that. Derby managed to get it clear. It's symptomatic of their season. Steve Coppell said the same about the last year in Reading's life before the game. Just a thread comes undone and somehow you can't quite put it back together again. You're not sure what it is that's wrong. Liverpool aren't quite right. Gerrard to Insure. Aurelio. Lucas. Insure. One pass at a time, though. There's not a lot of movement, not a lot of fluency. And Gog. It's better. Now Cap. Got men to aim for. One of them, Torres! And he usually buries those. Let off.
Yeah, let off, big time. I mean, Torres would probably be a little cross at himself, but it was really well worked by Liverpool. I think it's the best move we've seen from him in the match so far. Coutts' delivery is inch perfect on the head of Torres, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised after the little boost he got at Villa Park that he hasn't just tucked that away in the top of the net.
Value to Liverpool underlined again with that late winner against Aston Villa on Tuesday night. Here he is back on the ball. Fernando Torres, he can do it all by himself if necessary. David Ngog, Fernando Torres. Liverpool have moved up a gear. McAnuff though. Karajan. McAnuff has gone on here and there are three up in support of him, and one of them is Sigurdsson. Bertrand has got forward too. Here is Ryan Bertrand. It's a really good cross towards Raziak, and it wouldn't quite fall for Sigurdsson. It could easily have done. Gerrard and Lucas tidy up, and Gog loses it. Matt Mills. Insure in the way this time. Aurelio early forward towards Torres. He's got Ngog in support. Tried to play him in. Ingemarson came between them.
Well, it's a response from Liverpool now. It's cracking ball from Aurelio, from left to right on the diagonal for Torres. But, and Liverpool needed to respond.
Bertrand just taking a rest. The game's become quite open and stretched. Looks like it's a game with more goals in it. Gerrard. Insure. Aurelio. Now Lucas. Clipped it towards Gerrard. It's a smart ball and a well-timed run. It just didn't quite connect with the Liverpool skipper.
Absolutely, I think the idea was all there. Good spot from Lucas, lovely movement from Gerrard, and it's just out of his reach from controlling it.
Ingemarson. Bit of a wrestling match, which the referee has found in Reading's favour. Skirtle fouling Church. Let's see what the delivery's like again. It will be Gylfi Sigurdsson again. Once more, two centre-backs have joined Raziak in the centre. There's Mills in the foreground. Sigurdsson takes. It's Ingemarson who's there, really well defended by Carragher. And Gog away. Bertrand has won it back. Cisse, Karajan, Derby managed to smuggle it clear. Here's Fabio Aurelia. Going to Liverpool. Reading lead for a 24th minute goal from Simon Church. Bertrand's header. Derby. Lucas. Skirtle forward. Torres with a header down to Ngog, and now Count. Liverpool connecting well again. Plenty happening to Lucas's left. This is Insua. Good work by McAnuff. Trucked him every inch of the way. Gerrard though. Called it to Dirk Kuyt, who let it go, it's in! And the referee lets it stand. Steven Gerrard's goal. I don't think Dirk Kuyt got a touch. Flag didn't go up, but did Kuyt's run across the face of the goalkeeper make him active? Was he offside in the first place? Either way, Liverpool are on terms, and Gerrard's got the goal.
Yeah, it's hard to be absolutely sure whether he got a stud in it or when it's played, he's onside. So, I mean, whatever happens doesn't matter. Whether it did get a little nick off the underside of his boot, Steven Gerrard is trying to pick him out, that's for sure. Goalkeeper thinks, well, I've got to watch Kuyt, and as a result, it just beats him. He did get a little touch as it went past Federici, but no, it's very deliberately left, isn't it, by Kuyt, and it's deceived him.
I think that's a fantastic call by the assistant referee, David Richardson, because I'm certain that if he felt Kuyt was beyond the last defender when Gerrard shot, he would have had to flag. I mean, that was clearly making a run to be involved in the play, but he was onside when Gerrard shot just, and the linesman got that absolutely right, and Liverpool have got absolutely on terms with Steven Gerrard's 10th FA Cup goal.
You kind of knew that, whether the football is brilliant or not. Liverpool have the calibre of player, I mean, two of them, particularly in Torres and Gerrard, to do something. And do you know what, I feel a little bit for Federici. We've seen countless keepers over the years be a little unsure in situations like that. He can't anticipate it going into the corner for fear that Kuyt might get a touch and redirect it. So he's a bit late in getting across to it and can't get there.
And gone. Well, Gerrard's thumping header against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Boxing Day was his first in open play since September. He's had some injury problems in that time, but he has been muted since his return from his groin problem a couple of months ago, but this is the role that he believes he can fulfill, and he can still score goals from it. And Gog, Kuyt, Liverpool looking a bit different now. Cisse, goals certainly can change the mood of a performance. Raziak a little hesitant with a touch, and Lucas has it, and now Gerrard, and now Kuyt's onside. Two waiting for a cross. Dirk Kuyt turned away by Cisse, hit by Gerrard again.
Yeah, not the greatest from Cisse, Clive. He'll feel a little fortunate then, but Kuyt's now becoming quite valuable on the right side, and I think this is a terrific delivery in. I mean, I think Torres should be attacking that, and those ones you want to get over, but Cisse relieved. And for the goal, look at Kuyt's run. Really well done to the official, because he's clearly onside, and most definitely and deliberately he's left it. Federici just can't read it early enough.
It'd be fascinating to know from the assistant whether he would have flagged if he felt that Kuyt had been on beyond the last defender there. Generally speaking now, a player has to touch the ball really to be considered active, but there are one or two riders to that, and I think that Kuyt's very demonstrative attempt to get involved there and fool the keeper would have fallen into that category. Anyway, it's 1-1. Here's Karajan. Raziak's onside. Reading are still in this, don't make any mistake about that at all.
Yeah, I think had they conceded first, I think they might have become a little more demoralised based on, you know, what happened in their last match. But you know, getting the first goal, I think they'll still be encouraged, and they shouldn't be too downhearted by the equaliser. I mean, for Liverpool now, it's a case of good response once they went behind, and now they've got to continue with that kind of urgency and that keenness to get the ball in the other half.
Bertrand, Karajan, Mills. Raziak is there. Church just couldn't quite gather it in, but it'll fall for Raziak again. Held off Derby and won a corner. Everybody back to their positions in the Liverpool rear guard. So good to test them out again. It's deep towards Raziak once more. Again, rain of punches. He wasn't under pressure that time. It's a long punch though, if rather straight. Gunnarsson doing well to find Sigurdsson. And here's Ingemarsson, 3 Icelanders combining.
I think as well, based on what happened earlier, maybe he's a little more eager himself, Reina, to come off his line and deal with things like that to try and help out.
Good leap by Skirtle that time. Reading were in front for just 12 minutes. Simon Church's goal cancelled out by Steven Gerrard's. Ready? Karajan. Bertrand foul. Two centre-backs forward again. Sigurdsson with the free kick. Moved away by Lucas. Gunnarsson. It's a little straight, really, to be able to wait. Raider trying to get him Gog on his way. Gunnarsson in the way. Carragher. Gerrard. Aurelio. Lucas. Ngong. Derby. Gerrard to Insure. Lifted in towards Cow. Dealt with very capably by Bertrand. Scotland only just cut that out. Would have been steadied though by this man's goal. And Gerrard in towards Torres, who's onside here. Federici did just about enough and recovered well. Just a little pat on the head in appreciation from Fernando Torres.
Oh, I must admit, when he made the run, I'm thinking, oh, I thought he was just off, but perhaps the assistant got it right again. I can't really judge him too harshly after the earlier one he called. Just didn't get enough on it, Torres, just not enough to get past Federici.
Cisa. Just a test of Reading's mettle now. Remember, they've gone 5 games without a win, 3 championship points out of the last 15. Torres is a threat again. Yeah,
well, we spoke about this in the early part of the game. That's the danger for him. He's certainly onside and well onside on that one. Once he gets in, he's just gone for the little surprise nick to get it past Federici. I think had he done so, Reading still cleared off the line. Defenders back.
The London Irish 22-metre line is helping the assistant make 1 or 2 of those calls. This is giving him a reference point. Count trying to burst forward here onto Ngog's flick, and now Aurelio in the clear, and that's just wide. An ambitious shot from that angle, but he was confident in his ability to take it on. But Reading are just wobbling a bit now.
Well, they are. I mean, strong finish to the half from Liverpool now. And, I mean, I think Cout does the right thing in playing Aurelio. I'm thinking, is he going to look back for him? He does strike a good ball, the Brazilian. That time he's just a little unlucky. But, I mean, after not the greatest start for Liverpool, they are looking pretty dangerous now.
I'm not sure that we really want to see that. I don't think it's what you think it was.
No, if you're watching the telly as a Reading fan now, you're not delighted by that.
We believe it, the fourth official had had a look at the television replay and was just telling Mr. Richardson that he got the decision right. Thanks for that. He wasn't winking at referee Benitez.
Oh, but I think, you know, for a large part of the start of the half, I think, Clive, I think Reading surprised Liverpool. I mean, it was a clumsy goal for Liverpool to concede. It was a bad goal to give away. But since then, Liverpool have come into their own. There is much more purpose about their passing, more composure on the ball, and now they're starting to look more consistently dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think the half-time whistle can come soon enough for Reading. Just need to regroup. And Gog trying to get beyond Bertrand. Left back did well. Raziak clearly brought down by Skirtle. Not out of favour really since October time. The Slovakian Carragher and Agger has been the recognised central defensive combination, but with Glenn Johnson out of action for a month, and it may well be that Carragher will be switched to right back for a spell. Played there in Lyon, you may recall, in November in what was a very, very big game for Liverpool in the Champions League. Gunnarsson put out by Lucas. He's done a lot of that kind of work in front of his back four. That's a fine ball too to Torres from Lucas. Oh, lovely stuff from Torres, and he's just run off the ball by Mills, and that'll be a free kick to Liverpool. But a terrific just change of pace and direction by Fernando Torres. Fooled two defenders.
Well, he's great at that sometimes, isn't he, on the run with the footwork. I think Mills felt that he kind of ran into him, but no, certainly use of the arms from the centre-back, and the referee had a right to give it.
Mills still remonstrating with Torres. Gerrard will try to whip the ball in again here. Gerrard slid it back, Aurelio deflected, and Reading have somehow managed to smuggle the ball away as far as Lucas at least. Insua, and the danger passes.
It's always nice to see a little bit of imagination from the training ground like that. Training ground drill. I don't think Aurelio got the contact he would have liked on it.
Raziak's header. Mills. It's tough for Sigurdsson to control that. Liverpool in a spot of bother here. Behind to a goal from Simon Church. It needed Steven Gerrard, their most regular rescue act, to come up with a goal, which will certainly give the guys something to talk about at half-time, but seems to have steadied Liverpool and may just have proved to have been the turning point in this cup tie. But at the break, it's still Reading 1, Liverpool 1.
And a lot of Reading fans had come here today expecting to vent their frustration. Instead, they're showing their enthusiasm for a performance just like the good old days of Steve Coppell. And Steve is here to voice his appreciation, I'm sure, along with Andy Townsend in a few minutes' time. Third round of the FA Cup, Reading against Liverpool at the Madejski. They've only won twice here in the past year, but Reading are helping to produce a splendid cup tie. And the goal by Church delighted the congregation. The equaliser, though, by Gerrard is a reminder of the size of their task today. But Steve Coppell at one apiece, especially in that first half hour. All the old spirit and all the old Reading belief seem to be back.
Yeah, and you very much felt there was going to be an upset on the cards. They played really well, Reading. It wasn't just kick and rush football. They played with width, composure, created chances. Set pieces are always going to be important in these kind of games, but their general play was attractive and effective. But it was the right wing threat of McAnuff, who I thought had a tremendous first half an hour.
Yeah.
He got the booking of Insua, and from there they got the free kick from which they scored, and full value for being in front at that stage.
And set pieces, the continuation of a nightmare for Liverpool.
Well, you can ask about zonal marking or whatever in this situation. This is just players not seeing the ball out, not seeing the danger out. And I think that full credit to Reading and to Raziak in particular at the back post. He just keeps going, just keeps believing he can get something on the end of it. We're all wondering, was it over the line? Did it go out? The red shirts have become a bit static as it goes past the near post. You'll see from this angle, well in play. And Simon Church, good habits, good instincts, gets himself in and around that danger area and just bundles it over the line. But again, it is a set play, but that's nothing to do with zone or being in between players. That's just players not doing their job, just not defending the situation correctly.
And Liverpool then knuckled down, and you have to say that the last 15 minutes of that half has been dominated by them.
Yeah, they got belief with the goal and just their general play. They've been very threatening on the counter-attack. You've always just sensed that Gerrard, Torres come alive. For the first half an hour, he did nothing. In the last 15 minutes, he's really been a factor in the game. Again, Liverpool's right-wing threat of Kite has been effective in influencing the game. So, you know, it's finely balanced at the moment. I think Reading really need to have belief, but just towards the end, the back four was getting a little bit ragged and giving Liverpool plenty of opportunities.
The Liverpool equaliser, you immediately yelled offside. Maybe that was just a natural reflex, but
yeah,
it was a good call, this, wasn't it?
It was tremendous. I wish the linesman had got it wrong, to be honest. And in general, at the pace of the play, I thought he was well offside. Maybe Gunnarsson there could have put more pressure on Steven Gerrard. Yeah. It's very hard to squeeze out when you haven't got pressure on the ball and he's backing off. But a great timed run there from Kite. Again, look at the back four. It's just ragged, and he deliberately steps over the ball, and Federici doesn't know what to do. Stick or twist, and in the end he falls in between and it's a goal. And that man Gerrard again seems to be saving Liverpool.
And I think it typified the season that the first 45 minutes, Steve, has been a mirror image of Liverpool, what we've seen all season from them. Capable of being very good, but also capable of looking very ordinary.
Very average. For
Should Reading have had a penalty?
No, not for me. Look, and again, Steve was out of his seat for that one as well, by the way. But I didn't think this was a penalty. I thought that Sigurdsson was a good little player. We know he's backing into the box. I just think his second touch has gone away from him. I think the referee's absolutely right there. There's maybe a little bit of contact, but
I think Steven Gerrard might have got there at the top end with all the Liverpool fans screaming. But the referee was in a great position, and on reflection, I have to say I don't think it was a penalty. And
Torres as well has taken up some great positions in that first half as well. How do Reading tighten up on this kind of threat?
Well, he is, when he decides, and it seemed for long periods there he wasn't that interested, but when he decides, he's such a threat. Look at him in the middle of the box. There's a lot of blue shirts, but tremendous leap, and the way he flicks his neck muscles, just doesn't get enough purchase on the ball to put it in the net. But I think that was a signal of danger to come, and once again he just exposes a ragged back four, and maybe on a different day that subtle little chip over the goalkeeper might have produced a goal. And they could have had, in the last 5 minutes, Liverpool had 3 good opportunities really where they could have added to their tally. But yeah, his timing of his runs is impeccable. And the guys at the back for Reading have to be absolutely spot on and make sure they're together. Good time for the half-time whistle to come. They can have a sit down now, think about it, new resolve for the second half, and really have a go. Reading are very much aware of the threat then, but coming up is an absolutely vital 45 minutes in the Liverpool season, and make no mistake, it means a great deal to Reading as well. Our live FA Cup coverage continues after the break. Heading into the second half of this third round FA Cup tie at the Madejski Stadium. Reading 1, Liverpool 1. The big prize is still some way off, but the big prize is certainly within reach for you.
To celebrate the fantastic year of football ahead on ITV, we're giving you the chance across all our football shows to win the ultimate golden ticket for you and 3 friends to go to 4 major football finals next summer. Your first stop will be Hamburg for the UEFA Europa League final, with tickets provided by SEAT. Then it's straight back to London for the FA Cup final. Next is off to the UEFA Champions League final in Madrid, with tickets provided by Sony. And to top it off, you'll be heading down to South Africa to the 2010 FIFA World Cup final with tickets courtesy of Sony. The prize is for 4 people and includes flights, accommodation in all 4 cities and £10,000 spending money. All you have to do to enter is text TICKET to 65330. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 standard network rate message, or enter online for free at itv.com. We'll reply with your unique ticket number, and the winning golden ticket will be announced during the FA Cup match on ITV1 on Saturday the 13th of February. Entrants must be 18 or over, and lines close at midday on Monday the 8th of February. Entries made after the closing time will not be counted, but may still be charged.
Good luck with that. Let's get straight on with the action here at the Madejski Stadium. Reading 1, Liverpool 1. We're back with our commentators Jim Beglin and Clive Tilsley.
Liverpool have won the FA Cup on 7 occasions, only Manchester United, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur have won more. It's Liverpool's last trophy success in 2006. And only Pepe Reina, Steven Gerrard and Jamie Carragher remain in the squad from that team. It's been 3.5 years of change in search of the winning formula again. David Ngog, taken out by Matt Mills. Gerrard managed to force it into the path of Insure. Liverpool picking up where they left off. Gerrard is crowded out on the edge of the penalty area. Here goes McAnuff. An outstanding opening half hour. Insure's just getting back. Aurelio was filling in for him. This is Gunnarsson. McAnuff's taken the blow there, Jim.
Well, exactly what Reading wouldn't have wanted, because I'm sure Brian McDermott would have spoken to him at half-time and his team to try and get him more involved again second half and get him running at Insua once more. This is completely unwanted for Reading.
Followed Brendan Rodgers here from Watford in the summer. Former Wimbledon and West Ham, Cardiff, Crystal Palace winger. He was a winger once upon a time, Brian McDermott. Arsenal fans will remember him. He played for them in the early 80s with Pat Jennings and David O'Leary, Kenny Sansom, Charlie Nicholas era. This is where McAnuff got injured. Oh, he just seems to have been self-inflicted there.
It just seems to have gone over on the ankle a little bit, just a little twist. And they'll be hoping that. Yeah, I think he's going to be okay, Clive. Look, he's moving a little better again already.
Do have 1 or 2 attacking options on the bench at Reading, and a bit of pace too. Both Shane Long and Jimmy Kebe are quick. Church, a fine turn of pace. Led away by Derby. Count. Ngog. Gerrard's goal has really settled Liverpool.
Yeah, and you would expect the Premier League side to kind of show more authority second half and get on top. I think midfield is key now, because I thought as we approached half-time, I thought Reading, where they were getting tight in the early part of the match and stopping the passes from picking people out, the runners, they were just standing off them a little bit. So I think it's imperative that the likes of Cisse and Karajan get tighter to things again.
Count into Torres. He's gone without the ball. Came off the head of Lucas there. Insua. Easy for Gunnarsson. McAnuff left it for Raziak, who wasn't expecting it, but he's got it now. And here is Joby McAnuff. He seems to be moving well enough, even though his control led him down there. Insua under pressure, but towards Torres. Mills header. Aurelio. Gunnarsson's header. Lucas. Gerrard. Torres bravely into the path of Aurelio. Gerrard tried to let that run. It's a bad mistake. Sigurdsson beginning to get Church clear. Skirtle caught up. It was a risk that Gerrard took. Very nearly punished for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, he let that one go. He had a chance to get one in the edge of the box before. He thought a challenge from Ingemarsson was coming his way. He got out of that as well. Not like him.
Gunnarsson. Church on the move, but Carragher had a start. Errol Clark had quite well with Brian McDermott on the way out, and he felt his defenders were just dropping a little bit too deep in the closing stages of the first half. It's a common problem for a team that's suddenly under a little bit of pressure. Karacan trying to pick out Sigurdsson, finds only Derby. And Ngog with a clever back heel. Gerrard. Lucas. It's kept Liverpool ticking over today. Lucas Leiva. Derby. Alberto Aquilani is on the bench. Played twice in 4 days for Liverpool over the Christmas period. He's rested today, along with the likes of Yossi Benayoun. Available. Ryan Babel's there too. Torres. Stopped by Cisse. Forward by Sigurdsson. Here's Church, the goal scorer. Waiting for the support to arrive. It's there now. Raziak waits in the centre and Church looks to pick him out.
Well, you've got to admire Church as well, Clive. The work rate from him. He really does get about the pitch and he gets through a lot of running.
Count. Ngog. Marston did well. Ooh, Torres with an instant shot, which he controlled very, very well. Just couldn't quite keep it down, but it was a measured effort.
Well, yeah, I mean, and God just kind of loses it here, and this is the last person you want to see it break to. Torres, I mean, they get to him pretty quickly, but he still manages to get the shot away. It just dips a little too late for him, but not far away.
A lot of the morning papers thought that Fernando Torres would be rested here today. He has scored, has played in the last 3 Liverpool games. Sorts of rumours about the Spanish FA trying to put Liverpool under pressure for him to have a groin operation now rather than later. It's going to be a recurring theme in the World Cup year, with the leading players in the world bound to have one eye on the big jamboree in South Africa in June and July. He's looked fit enough today. Rather aimless from Insure, and a bit of a mix-up with Bertrand and Federici, as they eventually sort out.
Well, I mean, that just went on too long. It's like a case of nobody really took control, and the shout should be coming from the goalkeeper. Luckily, Kaut isn't the paciest.
Marston has attacked the ball and done really well to dispossess Ngog. His pass to Sigurdsson was a bit lively, but he's got it. Good work again by Lucas. Going to be clear. Marston again. Bertrand forward. Church has got in front of Skirtle.
That was a mistake from Skirtle, Clive, because he doesn't need to let the ball bounce. Go and deal with it. He gave the striker a chance.
Just allowing Reading to impose themselves again a little bit here now. Karajan. McAnuff. So well to control it. It's Joby McAnuff, run off it by Carragher. There was some contact, but again, Martin Atkinson in a fantastic position. I think McAnuff was already unbalanced. Karajan.
And I think he knew the ball was gone, akin to the first half incident.
But here's Simon Church again, presenting himself for the ball again. He's found Gunnarsson. So too is Insua. Torres. Mills did well to recover. Karajan to clear. Raziak. Sigurdsson. Cisse. Bertrand has got forward here. Skirtle's got that. Strong play. And, no free kick. It's been allowed to go on and hit it Sigurdsson. Bring a really good save from Pepe Reina. But he was bold and he was strong and he won the ball. And then he fancied himself from range, Gylfi Sigurdsson, and no wonder with 5 goals in his last 8 games for Reading.
Well, good spell again for Reading. I honestly thought Liverpool would come out with much more command on the game. Not the case.
Cisse forward, away by Skirtle. Gerrard. Good agile goalkeeping again from Pepe Reina.
It was an excellent save, and Sigurdsson, I think he's done really well in the game too. Just eased Lucas away from it, perfectly legal, and inside Gerrard, too easy again. That's a very, very good strike, and I think Reina will be pleased it was close to him.
Liverpool just haven't got started since the break. And full marks to Reading. Whatever Brian McDermott said to them during the 15 minutes he had with them has had an impact. Torres is offside. He was telling me before the game he just didn't want the day to pass them by. He didn't want them to feel that Liverpool came and went without them really committing themselves and showing the country what they could do. Federici, his keeper's just limping at the moment. Prepared though for them to have a go. He didn't want to sit back and just try to contain Liverpool. McKenna, Karajan. Aurelio helping out in Sewer this time. Run off the ball though by McAnuff. Gunnarsson, Church. Here's McAnuff again. He's got on the outside of Skirtle, trying to tuck it into Church. Aurelio managed to recover. Just a bit hungry at the moment, Reading.
Well, they are. Well, I mean, what you said about McDermott not wanting the day to pass him by, I think they've achieved that already. That's certainly not the case, because they've competed very strongly in this game. Great opening half hour, and again are looking quite positive again second half, and I think that is great about them, Clive, because, you know, with their current predicament, they could have come out a bit sulky and just felt a bit sorry for themselves, but they've not, and there's been a lovely adventure about them. They want to get forward with good kind of purpose.
Federici's got a little bit of cramp. Seals giving it away. Mills. Reading throw. That's what he felt, the height of it.
That's not cramp. That's he's gone over in the ankle. He could have just strained the calf muscle a little bit. You could see the way his ankle went over.
He was trying to stretch his calf, wasn't he? Karajan driven in towards Sigurdsson, away by Derby. Not quite sure that the goalkeeper really wants it to clear at the moment, but he's kicked that out of the middle. Insure. Testing evening for the two Liverpool fullbacks now. Both young players. Insure is an international. It won't be 21 till next Thursday, and for Stephen Darby on the other side, because McAnuff and Sigurdsson are full of it at the moment. Here is McAnuff. Sigurdsson. McAnuff got his foot to the ball. It's a Reading throw. Church couldn't quite reel that one in. Lucas doing some good work inside his own half again. Mills. Carragher away this time. And Gob. Liverpool just got to get hold of the ball. They're not doing that. Lucas, that's better to Gerrard, but he's giving it away. Just a bit braver than Cisse, who himself's limping at the moment. Bertram will get forward. Shown too much of that to Derby.
Problem with Liverpool is when they're winning it back, it's just going straight to the opposition once more. Maybe it'll change now.
Given away by Lucas this time, straight to Cisse.
That was poor, Clive. That was a poor ball. You had more options than that.
Karajan to McAnuff. In early towards Raziak, really good defending by Derby at the far post, Insure away, but only as far as Karajan. And now McAnuff. taking Insure on, trying to take the ring road round. He was clearly impeded there. Lucas has let it go out. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, he's a little fortunate that the referee didn't take a kind of view in McEnuff's favour, because there is a little bargeman, so he doesn't need to do it, because Lucas by now is protecting the ball. Just watch here, he sees him. It's a little barge, yeah. It's a foul. Because he's not going to get on the end of it, McEnuff. Lucas is protecting it. There was a good ball in before, and Darby did ever so well. Good positioning from the right back. McEnuff again causing problems.
Header on by N'Gog, but the decision's gone against him.
It's almost a mirror image of the first half. I'm thinking again, I said it in the first half about Liverpool, the lack of composure. Well, it's evident once more. Get hold of it and keep it and take a bit of responsibility and coolness.
Gunnarsson just sold a bit short by McEnuff's layoff. Derby. Count. Reading took the lead after 24 minutes through Simon Church, a lead that lasted for 12 minutes before Steven Gerrard's curling shot eluded Federici. That looked to be the moment Liverpool were taking charge of the game, but Reading have been the better side since the break, and Torres has given it away this time. He's a tone though. Gerrard lets it slip under his foot. Mean to leave that. Seeking out Torres, finding only Gunnarsson. Karajan, too strong for Aurelio. Barged off the ball by Insure. He's had a better spell recently, Emiliano Insure, after a rather shaky November, but he's looked ill at ease today, and he's already got a yellow card to his name.
Carragher just inside him should just be reminding him of that now. Just watch it.
Off the head of Lucas, slid into the path of Derby. N'Gog has done really well there to take that on the chest and burst away from Ingemarson. Torres and can't wait. David N'Gog. Clearance by Gunnarsson. Lucas headed it straight to Mills.
It was a pity about that from N'Gog, Clyde, because his build-up play was superb, the control on the chest, the turn, and in the end he just kind of played it into no man's land. He didn't really try and pick a red shirt out.
It's been a difficult time for Reading. Alan Pardew is in charge here for 4 years, then Steve Coppell 5.5 years, but Sir John Madejski, the chairman, having enjoyed his spell with both of those managers, and the parting of the ways with Brendan Rodgers after just 23 games in charge at the start of this month. And Brian McDermott, who's been part of the furniture here at the club as reserve team manager and chief scout, has taken over. Certainly as an interim appointment, although he would very much like the job on a permanent basis. Madejski's got some big decisions to take with the January transfer window now open. Reading's next 2 games are against the leaders Newcastle and third place Nottingham Forest, so baptism of fire if a new man does come in. McEnuff. Church. Oh, Raziak was there. Nothing that Reina could do to stop Church's dangerous ball fizzing across the penalty area, but Raziak couldn't catch up with it.
It was a cracking ball, and just before the delivery across, you know, just too far for Reina to get near. There was good commitment again in the tackle from Reading, and a good willingness just to win the ball. Good determination all around.
On today's evidence, it's a job that anybody, including Brian McDermott, would want. Reading are only 2 points clear of the relegation zone, but they don't look like a relegation-threatened team today. Got Marek Matejski, the Czech international, is probably the most talented midfield player, absent. They've got Noel Hunt, who's probably their most natural goal-getter, absent through injury. So these are difficult times for Brian McDermott, but he's put together a plan today, which is certainly enhancing his prospects.
Have they got a second goal in him, Clive? Because I think two of their home results, 1-1 draws before that defeat down at Plymouth, you know, and they've struggled all season to find the net here at the Madejski. Do they have another one in them?
We're about to find out. Marson can't cut it out, and Torres is onside. And the cavalry's arriving here for Fernando Torres. He's got 3 in support of him. In towards Ngog, cleared by Gunnarsson. Count, Lucas.
All the while for Reading, it doesn't go away. It's a huge thing for them, the focus and just keeping alert at the back and not letting people run. I mean, with the likes of Gerard, Torres, that's never going to go away. And it becomes all the more important. They've been doing all the pressing second half, Reading, but Liverpool on the break have caused them problems.
Alberto Aquilani is about to come on. This is Lucas. Torres. Aurelio. Lucas, Gerard, Derby. This is Count on the turn. Anything he might have taken it away from a better position, Aurelio. Gunnarsson's header more up than out. Cisse trying to complete the clearance.
Yeah, having said that, it was still a very good take from Count and turn.
Alberto Aquilani is about to get his first taste of the FA Cup, twice an Italian Cup winner with Roma. Always a special event because that final is always played in the Stadio Olimpico in Rome, and he was quite successful in the competition for his former club. Liverpool need something from someone here to stay on the road to Wembley. Is in trouble here, having made another clearance. He's limping badly, and it would appear now to be up in his hamstring. David Ngog is going to make way for Alberto Aquilani, which may mean a change of shape for Liverpool. It may be that they'll go back to their more familiar 4-2-3-1 here, Jim.
Gerard is just going to be released further forward, Clive, just to get closer to Torres and try and get that partnership going. That's what it is. And this fella might give you a little bit of incision, imaginative pass. Might just come up with something, but it looks as if Reading have got to make that goalkeeping change.
And Ben Hamer, who has been here at the club since he was 15 years of age, 22-year-old, is about to come on in place of Adam Federici. We actually saw him on ITV in the FA Cup last season playing for Brentford at Havant in the first round. But he's stripped off and ready if Federici confirms that he's unable to continue, and that would appear to be the case. And the gloves are coming off, and Ben Hamer will come on. Australian giving way to a West Countryman. Hamer originally from Taunton. Now his last FA Cup tie was for Brentford in the second round last season at Barrow, and he got sent off after 36 minutes. But he does have some experience in the competition, but he's played only 2 Carling Cup ties for Reading, both back in August. So big test for 22-year-old Ben Hamer. Count, Derby, an early cross maybe to try to test out Hamer, but good defending by Bertrand. It's a sad day. He has played in front of 70,000 at Old Trafford in this competition a couple of years ago, Adam Federici, and distinguished himself, but this was a big day for everybody involved with Reading. And it's come to an end for him prematurely. Big opportunity for Ben Hamer. Gerard, Aquilani's first touch, trying to lay it back to Count. Bertrand's smuggled it away. Here's Sigurdsson. Skirtle let it run, and Church trying to embarrass him.
And look at Church again now. I mean, brilliant honesty from him. He really does put everything into it.
Sigurdsson selling Bertrand a little short, but he got away with it. Here you have it back. Raziak. Dispossessed fairly by Skirtle.
Well, straight away the possession looked, well, until then looks better, and he's, oh, I think that's ridiculous. Aquilani's just played it into Raziak, it hit him on the arm, and the referee has given him the decision.
It was a shocking pass. Lucas. Ken. Aquilani.
But they got control of the ball now, Liverpool already, Clive. That's exactly what Rafa Benitez wanted, and Gerrard is further on as we expected.
Aquilani threaded through to Gerrard. Well met though by Mills. Cisse got two ahead of him. Sigurdsson. He's done well to slip it into the path of Raziak. McDermott one-on-one here with Insura if he can run him. Now Aurelio has doubled up. Karajan. Forward by Mills. Well, they ran out of options in the end. The move lost its momentum when McDermott was held up.
Yeah, and Church is a little frustrated because he showed and he wanted it into feet. He just got himself ahead of Jamie Carragher. Just overplayed from young Mills.
Aurelio. Straight to Cisse. Fouled by Aquilani. Brian Howard, a skeleton from Liverpool's FA Cup closet, is being readied. He got a winning goal for Barnsley at Anfield in the 93rd minute a couple of seasons back.
I was there that day. I'd left 1-0, and he popped up as I was walking down the stairs.
Bertrand with a cross. You're one of these people that go early to get in the car and get home.
It was a bit like that day.
Yes.
Tell you what though, Howard's a lovely left peg. Good little player as well. Picks a good pass.
Insura under pressure. Aurelio hurriedly into the path of McDermott. Liverpool looking a bit ragged. Reading have a throw-in. Here comes the change. It's Khalifa Cisse who's going to give way. And Brian Howard, who went all the way to Wembley that year to the semi-final with Barnsley, where they were beaten by Cardiff, beat Liverpool and Chelsea on the way. He was back at Wembley last May with Sheffield United, beaten in the playoff final by Burnley, but he suffered a fractured jaw at Derby on November the 28th. It required an operation. And this is the former Barnsley captain's return to action now. Has he got another late goal in his locker to embarrass Liverpool again? Surely Lightning couldn't strike twice. Gunnarsson. It's over the head of Raziak this time. Derby deals with it after a fashion. Bertrand. Bertrand went down as Howard trying to exchange passes with him. Marston never had that under control. But talking of control, Liverpool have been unable to gain any real control of the game since the break.
I mean, hence the change, Clive. Simple as that. That's been done to try and rectify that. I mean, just looking, Torres' first half hour of the match was kind of on scraps, and it's the case again now. It's just a little one on the foot for Aquilani.
It's a foul, but he wanted too long. Karajan got to him. Welcome to the FA Cup, mate. Derby. A bit of space here now. Torres is somehow found. Searching cross two, and Mills and Hamer had a communication breakdown and were lucky to survive the moment.
Nightmare for the defender as well, because it's bouncing in front of him and there's no real control on it.
Aquilani, Insure, Gerrard. Insure looking to go on. Mills knocked it against McAnuff. It's gone behind for a corner.
I don't know whether he just hesitated for a moment, Insure. Thought maybe he could have gotten there. But it's a good ball from Torres, and Mills very unsure because he's got Gerrard lurking. Fortunate.
Gerrard with a corner. Goalkeeper under pressure, being smuggled in by Aquilani. No, it's a foul by the Italian, or somebody on Hamer anyway.
Well, I think Couch pointed at himself as if to say, is it me, referee? Yeah, he's the one that's dealing with the goalkeeper.
He's done nothing, has he?
Well, he stuck the arm into him, and obviously that's what the referee has seen, but you don't need to do a lot to goalkeepers these days, do you? I think the referee felt there was enough of Couch impeding him.
Yeah, free kick for something I didn't like there. Not quite sure what it was. Gunnarsson, McAnuff. One of the great days of the English football calendar. Third round in the FA Cup, sponsored by Raziak with a header. A third round day, still looking for a big surprise. And Reading here have got an opportunity in the last 15 minutes to provide it.
Well, I mean, you could see both Sammy Lee and Rafa Benitez on the touchline urging Aurelio to close that down. Don't let the cross come in.
Gregos Raziak is going to give way to the pacey Shane Long, who came to Reading at the same time as Kevin Doyle from Cork City back in 2005. Both have played for Ireland, both have scored for Ireland, but Long hasn't scored at all in 13 games this season. It's been a difficult campaign for the young man from County Tipperary, but is this the day to break his duck? He's quick and willing.
McDermott wants to try and win it, Clive. I mean, he's got a bit of mischief on in Howard, and now, you know, he's obviously Raziak has worked hard for him, but not really enjoyed the best of it in terms of chances. So he's just trying something different in Long.
Maybe just a hunch that a striker who's gone since April without scoring might just be touched by the proverbial magic of the cup today.
I'll tell you, if he does get a run on Carragher or Skirtle, he's going to take a bit of catching.
This man will too. Torres spun well, trying to get away from Bertrand. Another good turn by Torres, and the ball came last off him, and it's a goal kick. He was unlucky there.
I think he realised in the end, cul-de-sac, and I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll get the corner, and it comes back off him. Benayoun in the background, just tying the laces.
Rafa Benitez thinking about another change. Benayoun has scored his first Liverpool goal on this ground in a League Cup tie a couple of seasons ago. Long. Howard has gathered it in and survived the handball claims, but unable to link up with Sigurdsson. M6 was a bit of a car park today. A few Liverpool fans arrived after the kick-off. Fabio Aurelio will give way to Yossi Benayoun. So it's a positive move on this side for the introduction of the man who was a beaten finalist the last time Liverpool won the FA Cup in 2006. He was a West Ham player then, Yossi Benayoun. Howard. Long jumping into Carragher. Lucas away. Gunnarsson. Sit back from Karajan, who's had a very tidy evening in the heart of the Reading midfield. The ball didn't go out, and Torres has sprung away from Ingemarson, and out comes Hamer. He didn't go too courageously, but he got the ball.
Yeah, I think the keeper was always favourite. It was just slightly overrun. And he'd done very, very well then, Derby, just to keep it in play. And it was the touch from Ingemarson, really, that just helped it towards the keeper, enough towards him. That's all it takes, isn't it? He's just that constant danger, constant threat.
As Martin O'Neill and Aston Villa will tell you. Poached a victory for Liverpool on Tuesday night. And we'll be hoping to do the same again in the closing stages here. If anybody can, he's the most likely. Or I'll be going back to Anfield.
I think Rafa as well, Clive, doesn't want, if he can get this win, I think he'd be delighted to win it the way it's gone, but I think Benayoun's on just to try and do that. Last thing he wants, tough game against Spurs next Sunday at Anfield. Last thing he wants is a replay in the Cup.
So good. A little bit too much of Ryan Bertrand. If you've missed any of the action today, we do have highlights of all today's FA Cup third round ties on ITV1 at 10:30, and then tomorrow another double bill of live football from the FA Cup. Lunchtime, Manchester United versus Leeds United from Old Trafford. At tea time, West Ham United versus Arsenal from Upton Park. And then if you miss any of that, another highlights programme tomorrow evening. I'll bring you up to date with everything that's happened on third round day. ITV.com/football, the place to go. We want to catch up not only with FA Cup news, but also with FA Cup action.
You know, whatever happens from here on in, Clive, and I take nothing away from Reading, I think they've been terrific. There's just a lack of spark about Liverpool going forward. There's this reliance on this man, Steven Gerrard, or Fernando Torres, almost all the time.
Sigurdsson selling Howard short. Aquilani quickly in. Benayoun. Can't shake Karajan, very few have done today. And Howard's won it back, and Karajan has it once more. And here's Joby McAnuff. Church. Gunnarsson. Can Reading seize the moment? Behind you shout 23,000 Reading fans. And Karajan hears them. And Torres has gone down hurt. Quite sure how that happened. There was a bit of a tangle between he and Karajan. Somehow Torres has hurt his face. Not very happy with Gunnarsson. It's Karajan who's in agony. Torres is angry about something.
Well, he just kind of dwelt on it. He's tried a little turn, and certainly no contact. Is it? Yeah, Gunnarsson comes in, and there must have been a little bit of contact. And meanwhile, Karajan picked up a knock in the process as well. That's what Torres is unhappy about, the right back.
It's from South London, Jem Karajan. His dad's got a cafe just outside the Valet. But his dad is Turkish, and Karajan has played international football at under-21 level. This is how Reading took the lead. And this is how Liverpool equalised. Simon Church after 24 minutes. Steven Gerrard after 36. Derby galloping forward here. Torres waiting in the centre. It's a little bit too high for him. Turned away by Mills. Benayoun, Aquilani, Insure. Benayoun, Aquilani. He was closed down well though by that man Karajan. Up to Long, well controlled. Got Church ahead of him. Lucas in the way. Bertrand forcing it upfield. It's fallen for Howard. Tossed into the path of Simon Church. Carragher looking anxiously over his shoulder. Church has reached it. Couldn't quite keep it in. Good decision though.
I thought Reina could have dealt with it. I think Reina was very unsure as to what was going to happen, thinking, is Carragher going to get a touch? Because it's just a little hopeful one, just giving a Church a chance to run. I think Reina could have dealt with it earlier, and he misjudged it when he finally came.
Aquilani stumbles to the ground as Howard challenges. Oh, and the free kick has gone against Aquilani for handball. trying to referee the game himself there and give himself a free kick. How contentious might that turn out to be? Reading free kick. Ticking towards the last 5 minutes. Mills takes. Towards Ivar Ingemarsen. One in the air though by Scud. Gunnarsson came crashing into the back of Torres there. It's a free kick.
I think that might be a little off just to what happened before, because Torres was unhappy with a little knock to the head in his near touchline. It's not the worst, but he has gone through him a little bit.
I don't think he was talking to himself. Aquilani. Well, Liverpool thinking about Anfield. Strong header by Mills. Karajan. He's got a free kick. Lucas has fouled him. And hot to handle this evening, Jem Karajan. 21 till next month. Bags of energy.
He's had a cracking match.
Mills with the free kick. Header away by Carragher. Sigurdsson. Still Sigurdsson. Driven wide. Derby did really well. Stayed on his feet and just ushered Sigurdsson out of the danger area.
He did, and ushered him onto his left foot as well, Clive. He knows now that he likes to come in on that right instead.
Howard. He is left-footed, but his cross is charged down by Aquilani. Brian Howard. Gylfi Sigurdsson. Clever turn. It's what he does so well. Got good balance for a tall man. Oh, and almost came for McAnuff.
It's a huge touch from Insua then. Huge. McAnuff's just thinking, how am I going to hit this?
Emiliano Insua came between McAnuff and his destiny. Sigurdsson. Early forward. Another one for Church to chase. Skirtle under pressure from Long. Reading finishing the match on the front foot here. Three visits to Anfield, 3 defeats in their history. I know that these last few moments here at the Madejski offer them the best chance of springing a surprise. Howard. Bertrand. Over away by Derby. Shane Long. Trying to turn past to Derby. Corner kick given. Now, if ever Liverpool have needed to defend a corner this season, it's this one.
Crucial. Again in position, Liverpool, the short one's on.
Taken short. Sigurdsson. Again beyond the far post, and again Reina punches under pressure. Good punch. Furman wide. Howard. McAnuff had to scamper. Couldn't find the cross.
I think a bit of tiredness. I mean, he's put a good shift in, McAnuff.
Well, we have an Eon Man of the Match that's been nominated by Steve Coppell, and his choice is Joby McAnuff. Forward by Bertrand. Came off Insua. Gunnarsson with the throw. On by Church. There are going to be 4 added minutes, and the fourth official holds up the board in a moment. Down goes Torres again. Mills felt it was a fair challenge, but it's a yellow card for him.
Well, I'm not sure what he's complaining about then, because he did hit Torres quite hard then, Matty Mills. Torres, the one looking to just cushion the ball on his chest, and he just clashes into him.
Who's in the background as the board goes up to signal to the capacity crowd here. We've still got 4 more minutes. Reading looking to push up. Gerrard takes. Hamer has to come for it, and just about grabs on.
Great ball in. You know, really made it tough for the goalkeeper. Decision to make coming out into defenders that are retreating. Did very well to keep something on it.
Little flick from Long. This is Church. Now McAnuff. Carriger. Swinging cross, which is turned away by Scud. Capped. Shown too much of it to Bertrand. Far too much of it. Howard. Carragher's header away. Long. Oh, just couldn't quite link up with Bertrand, who'd never stopped running from left back.
Maybe there's time yet for a winner, Clive, but you know, I must admit, before kick-off today, I'm thinking after Liverpool's recent upturn and Reading, you know, suffering another kind of blow to their morale, I'm thinking Liverpool could win this comfortably, but it's been anything but. It's been an uncomfortable afternoon for them, or evening.
Reading have been better than many of us anticipated, and Liverpool not quite as good. Gerrard, so far that is. Benayoun. Stirred in, Torres! It's over! It's over. Not by much.
And only because he just couldn't get the control on the header. It's just slightly out of his reach. It's a delicious little ball in from Benayoun. Forces the keeper to come. He's nowhere, Ben Hamer, and he just cannot get above it enough because it's just that little bit too high for him. But
gaping goal.
Yeah, nearly again, almost like Villa Park.
Well, they wouldn't want him to have another chance quite as good as that at Anfield. If that's where we're heading, and it looks increasingly like that. Long's header forward, turned away by Lucas. Maybe one last opportunity for Reading, but Church can't quite bring the ball under his spell. Rayner to the edge of his territory. Only just beat Long to it.
That's how quick Long is. I think he thought he had more time at one stage.
Howard. Towards McAnuff, and Insua was caught out, and here goes McAnuff again. He needs some help from Benayoun. Corner kick, is it? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're thinking that's probably the last chance what we saw at the other end with Torres. Maybe this will be it.
If Adam Federici was on the field, he might have come forward because he scored for Reading Boxing Day last season. The goalkeeper, when the injured goalkeeper's off, but everybody else is up there. Howard with the corner. Headed away by Torres. As far as Sigurdsson couldn't control it, Benayoun away, and Gerrard will chase. Bertrand had a start on him.
And he's done absolutely the right thing, Bertrand, because he knows everyone else is trying to get back from the corner. Just hit Rose Ed.
Well, they still can't seem to win here at the Madejski Reading, but they have given us a real thrill ride this evening. And this is a very presentable scoreline. And still an opportunity for them perhaps to write a headline or two at Anfield the week after next. Mills, not very convincingly clear, and Torres has headed it down, and here's Dirk Kuyt. He's gone for a Liverpool corner, and they've got a late chance to snatch it here. Well, beyond the 4 minutes that the fourth official signal, but that is always a minimum figure.
Delivery has got to be good. Benayoun must get decent supply in there.
Benayoun takes, and it's headed away by Shane Long, and that will do it. Really good FA Cup fare. We've had a surprise after all. Not an exit for Liverpool, another chance for Reading. Final score here at the Madejski with a reaction to come. It's Reading 1, Liverpool 1. Don't go away.
Well, Liverpool got more than they were expecting here at the Madejski Stadium, and so too, it has to be said, did the Reading fans. A performance of spirit and quality has earned a replay at Anfield. It's finished 1 apiece, and man of the match Joby McAnuff is talking with Gabriel Clark.
Joby, happy enough, or do you feel you've missed a chance?
I suppose before the game we probably would have taken a draw and a chance to go out there and try and get a result. So, you know, especially on the back of our last result, it's probably a good result in the end.
Had you worked on set pieces, especially against Liverpool's zonal marking?
Yeah, something we spoke about. Obviously, they've conceded a few this year, and you know, obviously, we're fortunate enough to exploit them.
You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you? So, what chance do you give yourselves? Second chance at Anfield?
Every chance, obviously, going to be tough. You know, great place to go and play some football, and just really looking forward to it. You know, like today, we can go out, express ourselves, and hopefully get another good result.
Well done today. You are the man of the match.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks, Joby.
Thank you.
Steve Coppell, you see a performance like that from Reading. What are they doing threatened with relegation to Division 1?
Well, you just have to wonder. I thought it was a terrific performance all round. At half-time, you had huge question marks about whether they could come back and take the game to Liverpool, but that's exactly what they did. They played lovely football again. They didn't give too much away. All the promise and threat that Liverpool showed in the last 15 minutes of the first half just disappeared. And again, you sort of ask the question about Liverpool, you know, what's happening? How come they aren't pressing the way they should do, and given the talented players they have?
Yeah, I'll ask a question to you. Do you have any future role at all possibly to play here?
No, I don't think so. Brian's in charge. Brian, you know, I've got great confidence in him myself, and I'm sure the chairman will give him the opportunity to take the job. And I think the players showed today that they have a lot of faith in him, and he could be the man to lead them right through to the end of the season.
And Andy, just about the last thing Liverpool would have wanted here.
Well, poor performance, I've got to say. You know, you look at it, it looked a bit flat in the second half. Steve's absolutely right. Reading with the team doing all the pushing and trying to drive the game. Looking at the Liverpool players, who was really driving that game on today? Not even the skipper. Torres, very willing, running in the channels, very dangerous, but too many Liverpool players not up to scratch again.
Well, thanks very much. Our time here is up, but we will continue with match reaction at itv.com/football. Manchester United against Leeds, West Ham against Arsenal, our live matches to come tomorrow. Story here, though, Reading's self-belief is restored, Liverpool's season survives, but only just. Bye for now.